Hey everyone, welcome back to Chats and Chapters, where everything we do is for the stories. Today we're doing something very exciting. So you've just wrapped up your manuscript and you've taken a few weeks away from it to let your brain rest, right? Right? That's what you're supposed to do. You finish your manuscript, take a few weeks off, let your brain rest. But now you're sitting at your desk, sitting at your computer, and you're thinking, okay, what's next? How do I make my manuscript better? How do I make it shine? If that is what you're doing, pull up a chair because today we are going to go over the basics of self-editing from my Editing for Authors course. This video is going to give you a quick rundown, but honestly, this is just scratching the surface. If you're an author who's tired of staring at plot holes or clunky sentences and you want to level up your game and improve your writing, let's dive in and stick around because I'm going to let you know how to grab the full course at the end. Okay, first things first, I always love disclaimers, nuances, all the things. So a little heads up, everything that I'm going to share is not the be all end all of editing. There is no one right way to write, to edit, to do any of this. So we're all different. Your writing process isn't the exact same as your best writing buddy's process. So your editing, chances are, will not be the same either. If something I say does not vibe with you, no worries. Just grab what clicks and ditch the rest. My whole mission here is to spotlight the key areas to focus on and arm you with the tools to make your story the story that you want to tell. So you might be wondering, why bother self-editing? And the main reason, it straight up makes you a better writer. When you go back and you spot things that you would change, you're less likely to repeat them next time in your next book, on your next draft, anytime in the future. Plus, you get to know your story inside out. You're the creator. You're the first person that should be going in and giving you your opinion on it, of what should change, of what direction you want it to go, how everything should flow. And a cleaner manuscript means cheaper professional edits, because editors often charge less per word for polished work. It's how I do everything. If you have done self-edits and you give me 1,000 to 2,000 word excerpt and it is fairly clean, I'm only going to charge you the lower end of my rates because it's going to take me a lot less time to go through your manuscript. So that is something to keep in mind. Even if you are going to go through all of the self-edits on your own, but you want additional eyes on your story at one point, maybe you really struggle with pacing, or you are not really sure about dialogue, or you know the flow of your sentences could be cleaned up, or you at least need at minimum a proofread by someone else, getting it as clean as possible means it's going to be cheaper on you in the long run when you hire a professional editor. The very first thing that I always suggest writers do when they are going in for their first round of edits is to read the entire thing through without making a single edit. Notachi, as Cusco would say, okay? So you can print it out if possible. You can put it on your Kindle, your Kobo, anything but your computer, where you will be tempted to fix stuff on the spot. Another thing is, if you can't put it on your Kindle or your Kobo or print it out if it's like really long, you can put it in a PDF, because it's not as easy to change things on a PDF. And it also gives you, it's a different font, it's a different system, so it looks different, and it just helps your brain kind of go into a different mode than just looking at it on your Word document like you have for the last months, years, however long it took you to write it. So as you're reading, don't make any changes, but definitely jot down 1 to 2 sentence summaries for each chapter on sticky notes or cards, and you can spread them out on a wall or a table, and you can see your entire story at once. So it's really, really helpful for rearranging if needed. And you can keep a notebook handy for any notes that you have. Highlight, tab, write things that you want to change or come back to. If you do print it, or if you have it on a Kindle and you can highlight on there, or in a Kobo, you have that, ability to kind of write on it per se. And that can be really helpful because you can go back through that at the same time as you're going through your actual manuscript document and comparing the two and making those changes as you go. That is the first step that I suggest. And the next big thing that you're going to focus on is pacing and structure. So this is going to be how your story unfolds. Is it too fast? Is it too slow? I always suggest going back to, if you did an original outline, go back to your original outline, whether you use the hero's journey, the save the cat method, 3-act, or whatever you used. Did you stick to it? And if you did, is that still the direction that you want it to go? Or if you ventured off, do you want to get back to your original outline? Did you kind of leave some things off that you forgot? You got into writing and you forgot, and you want to weave those little details back into it. Double check your original outline if you have one at this point and take what you want from it. I also suggest making sure you're hitting the key beats. So you have the exposition, you have the inciting incidents, rising action, climax, falling action. For this, you can ask yourself, do you have too much action without a breather? Do you have not much plot movement, scenes that don't push things forward? Really ask yourself kind of how it shapes up on the very large scale. Next up, you want to look at your characters. And I love me some characters, okay? You don't have a story if you don't have really good characters. So if you haven't already, you want to write up a sheet for each main character, their looks, their personalities, their strengths, their flaws, what they want, what's blocking them, how they talk, their backstory, how they change. Are they consistent? Are they believable? Are they relatable? Do the side characters pull their weight? Watch out for out of character moments, fuzzy motivations, or missed spots where there's a really good growth opportunity and you missed it, or it falls short or flat, or it could be heightened so much more. I highly suggest whipping up a sheet for each of your main characters and really outlining them, putting their entire character on one sheet, and that will help guide you through your revision process. Next, you want to double check your info distribution and your flashbacks. The question that I always ask in manuscripts as I'm doing editing, especially within like the first 3 to 5 chapters, if it just feels like a lot, is does the reader need this information right now? Do they need this right now? Or could that same information come about on a phone call in the next chapter when she talks to her best friend? You want to avoid info dumping huge backstory blocks that are kind of boring and or too much for the readers to take in before they really get familiar with your world. And you also don't want to starve them of context so they're then lost, because then they're going to be annoyed at the same time. It's a beautiful balance. So you want to reveal information naturally through actions, dialogue, senses. For flashbacks, if you do use them, make sure they don't kill the flow. You want clear transitions in and out of flashbacks. You want them triggered by the now events and crucial to the plot. Like, once again, do we need this information? Does this flashback provide information about what is currently happening? And if not, and it was frilly, consider cutting it. Next, pay attention to scene transitions. Think of scenes as mini stories. Start late and get to the good stuff quick. We don't need to know that they roll out of bed and they put on their underwear and they put their shorts on and they put their shirt on and they moved their hair in the mirror and they brush their teeth. Like, just get us the good stuff, but also provide us the context. Each scene should do a few jobs. You want to reveal truth, build tension, layer mystery, or show motivations. And then also for transitions, are jumps in time or places clear? You don't want jarring shifts where the readers are like, wait, we were just at the coffee shop and now we're in a desert. These don't connect. They're very confusing. Your readers are going to be like, what the actual hecky darn is happening? So you don't want really jarring shifts. You want to string them together smoothly, like twinkly lights leading to the big finale. Lastly, you want to look at your theme or themes if you have multiple. According to Chuck Wendig, he says that themes are the subtle poison. You want to weave your themes in naturally through character arcs throughout the chapters, not just throwing them in there. If you're not sure what your theme is, ask, what is this story really about? Why do I want to tell it? Why should people care? And make sure that the theme fits the genre and it's not too on the nose or also invisible. We clearly want books to have meaning and to make people think about things that maybe they wouldn't have, but in like fun context of other worlds and other people that aren't our own. It's a chance for readers to reflect on their experiences and what they're wanting out of life and everything. So definitely look at the themes as you're going through this developmental pass as well. Okay, that was a very fun sprint through the basics of developmental editing. In the full editing course, you get the deep dive. You get templates for all of the structures, you get character sheets, plot grids, and guided steps for this phase. Plus, we go into line edits, copy editing, proofread, many other things. It is perfect for plotters, pantsers, anyone really, helping you self-edit with confidence and turn your book into something readers can't put down. If you're wondering why jump in to the Editing for Authors course, the big thing is you're going to save money on professional help. You are going to build your writing skills that will last you through this manuscript, through other manuscripts, and you're going to have the opportunity to connect with other writers that are on the same journey. Don't let your manuscript sit there unfinished. I want to help you make it amazing. I know that so many authors and writers struggle with self-edits, and as a professional book editor, I can help and guide you. And like I said, not everything is going to mesh with you. You're not going to need every single step. You might have really strong strengths for pacing and structure, but you might struggle a little more with your character. So some stuff, you don't need every single thing, but I have included every single thing just in case you need it. So if you are ready to level up your manuscript, sign up for the waitlist today. The link is in the description. If this sparks something, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. What is your toughest self-editing hurdle? I'd love to hear and chat about it. Once again, thanks for being here.